Awesome. So, how are you feeling, Dustin? Like, how's the event?
Fantastic. Completely life-changing, honestly. I haven't had an experience like this before.
Yeah.
It's
So,
great.
like, what was it like trying to do this on your own, like, before you even got into the Zoom courses? And then now? Like,
It was tough. It was, like, constantly trying to translate what you're supposed to do. Because I got Initiation to Hermetics. I got the book maybe 10 years ago at this point. And I cracked it open. I was like, I'm not understanding anything that I'm reading. Just put it on the shelf. It was not until 2 years later I started really trying to understand it that I started to really feel drawn to the practices. And I started doing the practices, but I think like many other people, this idea of you have to master each step before moving to the next one caused me to hit a lot of walls, hit a lot of roadblocks. There's also, I'm not really sure what I'm doing when I'm doing the technique, right? But I can pretty confidently say that after this week, I have a very strong grasp of pretty much all of the main goals of the first book. I can volt, I can do electric and magnetic fluids, I can stack the elements for equilibrium, I can work with Akasha, I can work with non-dual light, you name it. Like, and I know how to awaken all the clear skills, and that's a huge inspiration of mine, is waking those up. And just this past week, I've seen a massive increase in my ability to clairvoyantly see, to feel.
Yeah.
I had a clairaudient experience at one point where I heard one of the spirits talk to me. Absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to get home and keep practicing to take it even further.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Yeah, that's like a huge scope of skills you picked up. Yeah, and you know, as we're talking, you know, you're just talking to me, like, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, like, was there any like fears, uncertainties, doubts that you had before, like when you were reading the web page, or like, oh, I'm not sure, I wasn't sure, like maybe not sure about the refund, like the no refunds thing. What were some things that were like made you hesitant initially to hop right in?
Well, hesitant to hop right in. I don't think so, because I went through what was involved in the course, line by line, and I was like, this is basically all of the important things in book one.
Yeah, you just look at me, man.
Oh, sorry, I'm just
feeling out, like,
going in my mind, like
totally.
what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Hesitations, right? I think some people have a bit of fear. Like, so for me, right, when I studied from the book, there is a kind of initial fear you have jumping over the hurdle from practicing on your own to learning from somebody or learning in a group setting, I think. At least for me there was. But when you think about what you gain as a result of overcoming that, it would have probably taken me at least 10 years going through the book to get anywhere close to the skill I have right now in 1 week. So, yeah. I didn't have too much hesitation, I'll be honest. But I will say that anything that might have been there was easily overcome when I saw what was involved in what we were doing. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, like, I'm curious, like, if we were to, like, future pace how you see yourself applying this in your practice with clients, or some exciting campaigns.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to share about, like, the big picture, the vision after coming through this workshop?
So the big picture for me right now is really working on driving the energy into my body to awaken all of my clair skills for awareness, right? When I'm working with clients, I like being able to sense and pick up on what they've got going on so I can work with them on that level. If you have a kind of awareness where you can see more information or experience more information from the client, the more information to have, the more you can do, right?
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of different things like NLP and different coaching kinds of programs teach you a lot of techniques to use with the client, but I don't know many techniques that can adequately elicit all of the information that you're looking for in a way where they respond in the ways you want them to. So if I can just look at a person and get more information, the more information I get, the more I can adequately decide what the right tool is to use, right? And get them the results faster, have more valuable interactions. So I'm deeply invested in working on the Claire skills. When I get home, I plan on doing a lot of rebounding with the mother letters to drive the energy into the tissues, doing Akasha, non-dual light. What else? When it comes to the Claire skills at large, I'm going to probably do a campaign where I'm doing, and this is going to be pretty intense, I will probably do all of the letters in a sequence. So for instance, I might do the fire letters, like SCH one week, another fire letter the next week, another fire letter the next week, another fire letter the next week, while working on my clairvoyance at the same time. So I'll charge with the rites of the Eucharist, I'll charge food, water, and the tea from the first book with fire element. And then I'm going to be eating that for the first week. I'm going to be, while I'm sleeping, putting the cotton over the eyes to drive fire into the eyes. And Bob said it'll probably make me go a little bit crazy. But I'm going to test it out and see how far I can take it before I start losing my mind. But I mean, that's more evidence that this stuff works, right? If I can overload myself with this stuff and get like really powerful experiences, I can start counterbalancing if it gets too intense, and I'll keep working the Claire campaign, maybe switch to, if I'm doing fire, maybe switch to water while doing a fire campaign, maybe doing some more clairsentient campaign simultaneously. Also plan on going out into nature, working with trees, working with the mental body, and just kind of being out in nature more too. Because there's a lot more vital energy out there. This practice makes me feel alive, and it makes me feel like I'm at my best. I know for my coaching practice, I do that online. I'm in front of a screen all day, and I think I'm at my happiest when I'm practicing this, when I'm out in nature, connecting with life, working on my mental wandering skills and going out and talking to different spirits and intelligences and learning and growing and evolving. I'm passionate about the work I do with clients, but I'm also passionate about life itself in a really big way. And this feels like it's reconnected me to life and opened up new opportunities for a quality of life that's beyond what I imagined before. So I would say this has been completely life-changing for me, and I'm going to go home and be a completely different person after this, I think. So it's going to be fun.
Beautiful, man. Yeah, and seminars, it's not cheap, right?
No.
Like it was like $2,000 at least.
Yeah.
Not including getting here, food,
right,
room and board. So all said and done, like is the thousands of dollars spent having come here worth it? Like, how was the return on investment thus far?
In terms of value, it's worth a lot more, I think. Like, in other words, I would say that 2K is too cheap, and that's going to sound crazy to a lot of people, I think. But to think, I mean, I got into the book of Initiation to Hermetics 10 years ago, more or less, right? You could say 5 if we want to be very practical. Like, I really started doing the work 5 years ago. If I had paid 2K to learn what I learned this week, I would have saved so much time, and I would have gotten so much further, because I'm not getting any younger. You know what I mean? Like, and to think about how much money Bob has spent to go around the world learning these skills and gaining the experience he's had, blowing himself up in different ways to like learn what not to do and what to do, because the books don't even have all the information right either. And that might be controversial to say, but you know, I've learned this week that there are things left out of the first book that absolutely should have been in there. In my opinion, now that I've done this system, things in the back of the book, which are on like step 8 or 9, like the electric and magnetic fluids, should definitely be in step 1, I think. That's been a game changer for my practice. yeah, like the value is just incredible. Like I would happily pay $2K multiple times to learn what I've learned here, because I know I have something reliable I can go home and practice now and see measurable results. Very significant measurable results. I have a meta system of how to cultivate myself and my abilities and my skills. I know exactly what to do, where to go, how to do it. To get that in just a week is just incredible. Just incredible. And, you know, I don't even know if all this information is available to the public in a way that's easily accessible. I'm under the impression it's not.
Yeah.
So this also feels like I'm getting initiated into like this super secret kind of cool thing, you know, which is kind of fun. But yeah, no, I've heard other people be like, oh, 2K is a lot or whatever, right? Yeah. But I would say for most people who have gone through this experience, you'll realize just how cheap that actually is in the grand scheme of things.
Wow.
Yeah, I've literally, this is something I've probably mentioned, but I don't know if it's on tape. Before I found Bob's work, I was ready to commit 12 years to the first book of Initiation to Hermetics. 12 years of just banging out the exercise every day, and I was practicing for 4 hours a day. At the end of this first week, not only have we gotten the first book, I'm doing a little bit of the third book now. Like I know how to do the letters. I know how to do the keys to the true Kabbalah. That's incredible. The fact that I could do that in 1 week, and now I'm already on the third book. That honestly sounds like a miracle compared to what I was trying to do before. So my dedication to taking 12 years has been shrunk down to 1 week. Oh, hey, and now I can go on to the third book, and then very quickly go on to the second book, which is working with spirits and stuff like that, the intelligences. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of value, it's there.
It's there.
Yeah, and I'm more than happy to pay that.
Fantastic. And like, very inspiring. Thank you for sharing. I'm wondering how this in-person 5-day seminar, like how did that compare to going through the master course on your own or Zooms? Like,
That's a really good question, right? So I've gone through the master course multiple times. I watched the whole master course the first time before doing much of any of it. And that gave me like a bird's eye view of the system. And then I started practicing it, right? And I have ideas about what I'm practicing. It's totally different to have a mentor there with you going, more space in your arms like this. You don't have to point through the fingers like sword fingers, you just push through the ends of the fingers. Like having somebody specifically direct you and show you exactly how to do the exercise makes a massive difference. Vaulting with a group was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had. Because you feel the tension and the magical tension of the ball trying to get away, and then you release it, and that's not an experience I've had on my own. And having a mentor lead the way and show you like, this is how you do it, right? And really get you into the experience of being able to do it properly is really incredible. Not only that, but some techniques were done this week in terms of healing that aren't in the book, that I was able to learn just by watching, and I've been able to replicate just by seeing it happen. So yeah, having someone guide you through this not only speeds up your development, but it also lets you know you're doing it right. There's no room for error. If you have somebody going, you've got it, that's it, you got it now, you've done the technique perfectly, just keep doing that, is very, very rewarding. So yeah, the master course was really good, and I really enjoyed going through it, and I'll continue going through it. Now that I've had personal mentoring from Bob in a group, I just feel like I know what I'm doing. There is definitely a kind of initiation there too, which is really powerful.
Definitely. And then speaking of the group, like how are the group dynamics here? Like, was it people affirming, safe, fun, comedic? What are some overall themes you noticed?
Yeah, all of the above, right? I feel like I've made a personal connection with each and every person that came to this. It's been really wonderful because, you know, I've practiced on my own for a long time in these areas, and I haven't really met anybody else really dedicated about practicing this stuff the way I have been. So one of the highlights for this, for me as well, has been connecting with like-minded people who have very similar interests in all these things. And yeah, I've had extremely fun and comedic interactions with people on the training. We've had some soulful interactions too, because some of the people here are going through a kind of new beginnings arc in their life right now, where, you know, they've kind of they've gotten rid of everything so they could start over in some ways. And I feel like to a certain extent I'm going through a radical transformation in my life as well. So there's something really affirming about connecting with like-minded souls who are learning with you on this path, and seeing how they're going to take it back into their life, seeing how it's going to affect them long term, seeing how they're going to go into the future with all these skills and abilities radically transformed and inspired. And there are also connections that are made for a lifetime. So I'm going to definitely keep in touch with them, and we're going to keep building our skills. We're going to keep growing together as a group. It's a life-changing experience, and you make lifelong friends for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like, what's like the key thing you would advise people who are like considering coming to like a live 60 event?
Yeah. My best recommendation is, if you can swing it, definitely come to one. If you're committed to developing your skills and you really want to develop yourself and build the skills that you really, really want, then this is the best way to do it. One of my students, because I teach as well, right? One of my students had a really hard time coming to the event. It was really incredible everything we had to get through in order to get her to get here. There were financial difficulties. She was like, will I be able to make it? She was able to get the money together to come. She couldn't get off work. They denied her time off from work. So I coached her through, like, call people, see if they could swap hours with you. She called people, she swapped hours, she got in touch with her supervisor, like this whole thing, right? She was like, I think the universe is telling me I shouldn't go. And I was like, no, like, you can decide your destiny. Do you want to go? And she's like, yes, I really, really want to go to this because I know it'll be life-changing, right? And so she made it happen. She got the finances together. She got the time together. Work gave her time off because she was able to miraculously swap time with people for a week. She came, she was like, I'm not sure, like, if this is, like, if I'm supposed to be here type of thing. I'll tell you, by the end of this week, there's been a massive, massive transformation there. It's been life-changing. The skills and abilities are way beyond anything that, you know, she's experienced before. It's one of those things where if you feel drawn to it, I highly recommend doing it. It's shaved at least 12 years off my learning curve. I can easily say that. And it probably has given me access to abilities I probably would have never had if I hadn't done this. Because 12 years from now, I would have been 40-something, 45, something like that. Who knows? I'm getting older, right? So I have access to that now, while I'm like 30-something. I have even more time to develop these things. So yeah, I would recommend coming if you have even the slightest inclination for it, because the value you get is enormous. And there's not many people teaching this stuff, if any at all, other than Bob, that I could find. So take advantage of the opportunity while you can, is what I would say.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sweet.